The question was asked directly to an artificial intelligence, not to a coach, not to an influencer, but to an AI trained with thousands of studies, routines, and real results. And the question was simple. If you could only choose 2 exercises to grow your biceps as fast as possible, which ones would they be? Because, let's be honest, there are way too many exercises out there. Barbell curls, dumbbells, cables, concentration curls, preacher curls. But most people train hard, and their arms still don't grow. And it's not because of lack of effort, it's because they're wasting time on exercises that don't create real growth. So in this video, you're going to discover the only 2 exercises an artificial intelligence chose to build your biceps for real. And when you see what they are, you'll understand why most people are training wrong without even realizing it. But before we get into the exercises, there's something you need to understand. Because if you don't understand this, you can train hard and still see no real results. Most people think muscle growth only depends on how much weight they lift. And because of that, they choose exercises that feel easier, more comfortable. But here's the mistake that's holding your biceps back without you even noticing. A lot of people rely too much on the preacher curl. They see it as the perfect exercise because it isolates the muscle, because you feel the biceps working, and because you can't cheat easily. But that's exactly where the problem is. The preacher curl limits one of the most important things for muscle growth: full stretch of the biceps. When your arms are supported on the pad, the muscle never reaches full extension. That point where the most tension and stimulus are created. And not only that, it also reduces your ability to use heavier loads naturally and forces you into a fixed angle that doesn't adapt to your body. So what's the result? You feel the exercise. You feel the pump. But you're not stimulating the biceps in the most efficient way. And this is where most people get confused. They think that because an exercise burns, it's working better. But the reality is different. Not everything that feels intense creates real growth. And that's why the AI didn't choose it as one of the main exercises. Not because it's useless, but because there are better options. Exercises that train the biceps through a full range of motion and create much more progress over time. And now, let's get into the first exercise that actually delivers all of that. The first exercise the AI chose is the classic, but at the same time, the most poorly executed by most people, the barbell curl. And no, it's not here by accident. This exercise has the highest potential to grow your biceps for one simple reason: it allows real progressive overload. Meaning, you can increase the weight over time. And that's what truly forces the muscle to grow. But here's where most people completely mess it up. They start with good form, but as soon as they go heavier, they start swinging, using their back, turning the movement into everything except a curl. And at that point, the biceps are no longer doing the work. If you want this exercise to actually work, you need to do it like this. First, solid posture. Feet planted on the ground, core tight, back straight, no swinging. Second, your elbows. Keep them close to your body at all times. Don't let them move forward when you lift, because that reduces tension on the biceps. Third, the range of motion. Lift the bar in a controlled way. No momentum. Until you fully contract the biceps at the top. But the most important part comes now, the negative. This is where real growth happens. Lower the weight slowly in 2 to 3 seconds. Feeling the muscle stretch. Under tension, don't drop the bar. Control every inch. That negative phase is what stimulates the muscle the most, and what most people completely ignore. Now, let's talk about the weight. You don't need to lift as heavy as possible. You need a weight you can control, but that challenges you. A good range is 8 to 12 reps, where the last 2 reps are actually hard. If you can do 15 eyes, it's too light. If you can, then reach 6. It's too heavy. And one key thing, colon progression. Every week, try to improve. More weight, more reps, or better control. Because if you always do the same thing, your body has no reason to change. In summary, the barbell curl builds the foundation. The size, the base of your biceps. But only if you do it right. Because doing it wrong is exactly why many people train for months and still have the same arms. But here's where most people get comfortable. They feel the biceps working. They feel the pump. And they think that's enough. But let me tell you something most people don't understand. Feeling the muscle does not mean it's growing. You can leave the gym with an insane pump. Full arms. Tight, swollen, and still not create the stimulus needed to grow. Because growth doesn't depend on how it feels in the moment. It depends on the tension you accumulate over time. And here's the interesting part. Most people focus only on squeezing, on contracting at the top. But they completely ignore the stretch. And according to what the AI analyzed, the exercises that grow a muscle the most are the ones that put it under deep stretch, under tension. And that's exactly what you're not getting with just the barbell curl. Yes, it's amazing for strength. Yes, it's great for size. But it's missing a key piece. A piece that completely changes the game, and that almost nobody trains properly. That's why the second exercise is not optional. It completes the growth of the biceps. And when you start doing it right, you'll feel the difference immediately. Let's get into the second exercise. The second exercise, the AI, is where the real transformation begins. Because if the first one builds the base, this one adds shape, detail, and that aesthetic look that makes your biceps stand out even when relaxed. We're talking about the incline dumbbell curl. And even though many people know it, very few actually understand it. The difference in this exercise comes down to one key factor, colon position. When you sit on an inclined bench and let your arms fall slightly behind your body, your biceps are placed in a stretched position you simply can't get in most other exercises. And that changes everything, because that stretch under tension is one of the most powerful stimuli for muscle growth. In fact, this is where many people feel their biceps truly working for the first time. But again, most people do it wrong. Sit down, grab the dumbbells, and start curling like they're standing. No control, no proper position, no real stretch. And just like that, they lose the entire purpose of the exercise. If you want to do it correctly, pay attention. First, the bench dot set it between 30 to 45 degrees, not to upright, or you lose the stretch, not too low, or you risk shoulder strain. Second, this starting position. Let your arms hang fully extended, slightly behind your body. From there, you should already feel the stretch. If you don't, something is wrong. Third, your elbows. This is critical. Keep them behind your body at all times. Don't bring them forward when you curl, or you lose the stretch. Fourth, the lift. Curl the dumbbells in a controlled way. No momentum. No swinging. Focus on contracting the biceps, not just moving the weight. You don't need to go extremely high. Just maintain constant tension. And now, the most important part, the negative. This is where the exercise becomes brutal. Lower the weight slowly, in about 3 seconds. Let your arms fully extend. But don't release the tension. Feel the biceps stretch as much as possible, almost like they're being pulled apart. That feeling is exactly what you need to grow. Now, let's talk about the weight. You won't use the same weight as the barbell. Curl dot, and that's perfectly fine. This exercise is not about ego. It's about precision. Use a weight you can control in a range of 10 to 12 reps. And make sure the last reps really burn. If you don't feel the stretch, lower the weight. If your form breaks, lower the weight. Because here, quality is everything. And here's something most people don't tell you. This exercise is responsible for that biceps peak fele, that longer, more aesthetic shape, because it targets the long head of the biceps much more, which gives that elevated look. In summary, the inclined dumbbell curl is not just a compliment, it's the missing piece. The one that takes the muscle into a range the first exercise can't reach. And when you combine both, strength plus stretch load plus control foundation plus detail, that's when your biceps start to truly change. Not slowly, but in a way that's noticeable. So there you have it. The question was direct, and the AI gave a direct answer. You don't need 10 exercises. You don't need complicated routines or hours in the gym. You need what actually works. Barbell curls to build strength and size. Incline curls to stretch, shape, and complete the biceps. Two different stimuli that together create real growth. Now the difference is not knowing it. It's applying it. Because you can watch this video, understand everything, and keep training the same way. Or you can start today. Do these exercises properly and give your body a real reason to change. And trust me, if you do it right, you won't need much time to start seeing results. So now tell me, are you going to keep training like everyone else? Or are you going to start training with what actually works?